He was in his boxers, but still had the mask. The man was a heap of muscle with abs that could crack a walnut. I tried not to stare, but damn, he was built.
My name is Philip Coutinho, and you're watching Pajama King Show.
I would like to thank all my current and past patrons. Without you guys, this channel would be nowhere.
Got me stuck, can't give it up. Back in reality, stop to clarity, stop the distraction, regain some traction. Was it hypnotic, so iconic? Got me stuck, can't give it up. Back in reality, stop to clarity, stop the distraction.
Pajama Ken is back again. Go, go. When you're sly and done, when the loving years are gone. Pajama Ken is back again. Go.
Hi guys, and welcome to Monster Ops. So this is a monthly episodic series. This is episode 1. If you look behind me here, you can see that it says get episode 6 months early on their Patreon. Patreon's got this episode back in July 2024. Episodes are now being released on Steam and itch.io. Episode 1 is for free, so you can play this episode completely free. And all the subsequent episodes after that will start to come out on itch.io and Steam. Currently episode 2 is now out for purchase, and then I think either today or tomorrow, depending on when I release this video, episode 3 is going to be ready for purchase. So without further ado, let's get started. Well, here we go. Another major catastrophe in my disaster of a military career. Though, what did I really expect? The only reason I even graduated from West Point was because my thrice decorated brigadier general father pulled strings for me. I can still hear mama in my ear. You may not be book smart, but you'll be great in the field. Thank God she couldn't see me now. Still, this? Of all the things that could have messed me up, it has to be this? Sorry, mama, but seriously. God damn it. It all went down 3 weeks ago. We were deployed to smoke out a group of domestic terrorists hiding in a forest compound. It was a mission I could sink my teeth into. I was fixing to prove I was just as useful to this outfit as my high-ranking dad. With them outnumbered and outgunned, we rolled over their position and set to taking them all out. I was sent to cover one of the possible escape routes to make sure none of them could hightail it out and start a new terror call. Or terror cell, I believe that's what I said. Things got quieter than a mouse pissing on cotton. Wasn't a soul in sight. I was alone. Sometimes I worried they were just posting me where I couldn't get hurt. That my CO didn't want to risk getting his ears pinned back if he got a brigadier's son killed. But that was probably just my insecurity fixing to wreck me. Like usual. Then I heard it. It was a growl and then some rustling in the trees. I reckon it was some kind of wild animal, but there weren't any large predators in the region. Still, I had to investigate. I readied my gun and followed the sound. Oh my gosh. I fell back flat on my ass when I saw him, or it, whatever it was, humanoid, but definitely not human. And what's with that freakishly huge, who in tarnation wants to put that in a report? How the heck do you even describe that in a military jargon? I couldn't make heads or tails of it, except that it was real. Real skin, real movement as it breathed in and out, terrifying glowing eyes. I knew I'd come face to face with something I needed to notify the top brass about. A couple of seconds after I laid eyes on that thing, it hightailed it out of there into the dark forest. Even if I didn't have strict orders to hold my position, I wasn't going to chase after it. Who would? I didn't know if it was a hostile or even sentient. Maybe I should have blasted it. At least then I'd have had proof. In the end, I had just my own word to go on. And of course, once I reported the sighting to my CO, I was suspended from duty and sent to a military doctor. Being the idiot I am, I doubled down and tried to explain I wasn't crazy. I saw what I saw, clear as day. I kept saying over and over, why couldn't I have just let it go? Was telling them about the monster worth your whole career? Was telling them about that monster worth your whole career, Avery? How long before my dad gets word and has to bail me out yet again? My doom and gloom was cut short when I noticed a well-dressed officer coming into the back from the corner of my eye. I raised my hand in salute and talked loud enough so he could hear me over the engines. Lieutenant First Class Avery Tide reporting for duty, sir. At ease, Lieutenant. Commander Ross Jackson. And as far as you're concerned, I'm your new CO. I've pulled up your file. It says you had some anomalous things to report after your last field deployment. Care to elaborate? I reckon as much. They were going to throw me into an asylum because of what I told the doc. Damn it. I knew I should have kept my big mouth shut. Downplay what you saw. I had to act, to say something. I took on my sweetest country boy persona and threw a Hail Mary. To tell the truth, sir, I think I might have just been in shock in the heat of combat. Thinking back on it with a clearer head, I reckon there could have been a whole mess of things, normal things, that could explain what I saw. Someone in a costume, a wild animal, maybe a bear. Now that I get to thinking about it, it could have even been a... I don't have time for this horse shit, Lieutenant. You need to listen to me very carefully. I wanted to speak up. I wanted to keep blathering excuses or beg for another chance, but the commander had a presence bigger than Dallas, and all I could muster was a nod. The monster you saw was real. Sir, you heard me. The military did its best to control the initial outbreak, but they're on the loose and somehow multiplying. I've got top secret orders to operate a task force whose sole purpose is to hunt down and contain these creatures. Task Force 171, but the boys just call it Monster Ops. You'll get to meet them soon. You'll work on a strict need-to-know basis. You'll answer only to me, and I answer only to the president. No one else hears anything about this. No military, and especially no civilians. Am I joining this unit, sir? Congratulations, Lieutenant. You catch on fast. He motioned with his head towards a man in front who stepped forward and gave me an ID card. Here's your clearance. You'll claim to be CIA to any military personnel outside the task force. Anything beyond that is none of their business. Landing in 5. Welcome to Site 6, Lieutenant. This will be your new home. I couldn't believe it. From the depths of hell to the greatest mission of my life. Well, butter my biscuits. Was this going to be my big break? After all my bad luck, was I just enlisted into special forces? I won't let you down, sir. You don't have a choice anymore, Lieutenant. Not even your father's going to know about these orders. Your days of getting bailed out are over. So he already knows I'm a screw up, but I'm not going to let it get me down. It just means I have to work harder than ever to prove myself. So what else is new? When we arrived at the base, whatever was going on here was wrapped up tighter than a tick on a hound dog. It was some serious Area 51 type stuff. Out in the middle of nowhere, they hadn't told me where we were, but I reckon it was the Southwest Desert, New Mexico, or Nevada maybe. Before I could get my head screwed on straight, a couple of fellows approached me. Well, at least one of them was a man. Whoa, what in the heck? We got monsters on our team? I didn't see hide nor hair of the commander yet, so I reckon it was okay to speak my mind. Greetings, mortal. My name is Balask, and I am indeed part of your team. I admit he looked damn ornery at first, but he sounded so friendly my fear melted away. I had so many questions, but I knew I had to save them for now. The monster had me so floored I didn't notice the fellow in the mask at first. When I did, I saw his eyes burning holes into me. I am Avery Tide. They just call me Tide in the field. Nice to meet you guys. I read your file. His stern voice wiped the smile right off my face. I could tell he was a bit older than me, for sure outranked me, and he wasn't messing around. They're messing you over, and it's okay to walk. It'll probably save your life. My mouth went dry. What? They stuck you here because They stuck you here because you saw one of the top secret monsters. It's their way to keep it classified, to keep an eye on you. But this unit, it's life or death on every mission. Last week, we lost a really good soldier, top of the line, and they still got him. There was nothing we could do. It was indeed a terrible loss. My heart starts jackrabbiting. Hard truth. You're not cut out for this. Half the guys we consider the best of the best aren't cut out for it. And you know you ain't one of them. That just about knocked the wind out of me, mostly because it was true, but I had heart, drive, initiative. Didn't that count for something? Take the discharge. Whoa, discharge? I can't take a discharge. You can. Mental health issues. They can't have a liability in the field. They'll cut you loose. I don't got no mental health issues, and this assignment proves it. I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm saying it's an out. Take it. No, you don't understand. I can't leave the military. Because you don't want to disappoint your dad? He'll be more upset when he's sobbing over your casket. That's enough, Captain. Lieutenant Tide is part of this team now. Discharge isn't on the table for him. Grisham ain't even cold yet, Commander, and we still have a job to do. It's more urgent now than ever, and you need another man. You will accept him as one of your own. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. I believe you will be a good addition to the team, Tide. You are a graduate of the fabled West Point, correct? Yeah, then you are certainly one of the best of the best. Get him settled in. Briefing for your next mission is tomorrow at 7 in the lab. The lab? Looks like there's no help in it. Come on, I'll show you where we bunk. Do not become discouraged, Tide. You can call our teammate Wraith. He's on edge due to our disastrous last mission, but he will warm up to you soon. Right, thanks. If I live so long. This is it. Four-man pod changed to 3 to fit a bed for Balask. You'll take Grisham's old bunk. Over there. I reckon this can't be easy for you. I'm sorry. Not your monkeys, not your circus. Commander says you're in, so you're in. We'll just have to watch out for each other. With that huge monster beside him before, I didn't notice how big this guy was. He's built like a brick house and towers over me. He seems like the type who never cracks a smile, and that gets me to wondering what he's been through. What's that mask all about? Did something happen to his face? I may have stumbled my way into this unit, but this fellow's the real deal. Probably been special forces a long time, and I reckon I'm lucky to have him watching my back. If I could just get him to warm up to me, it'd be golden. Of course, I gotta prove I'm actually worth a damn to him first. I'm good under pressure and fast with a gun. Just give me a chance. That's not what it's about. I don't matter. Just stay alive. I will protect you, Tide. I may have failed Grisham, but I won't allow it to happen a second time. You didn't fail anyone. It was out of your hands. I give it a moment for the tension to die down. Thanks, Balask. I know we're all need-to-know bases, but how is it you're on our side? Ain't we killing your kind? I'm not one of the monsters who mutated from the failed experiment. I'm an ancient being whom the military was aware of for over a century. Failed experiment? Damn, no wonder it's top secret. The monsters you fight are not my kin, and those who wantonly kill mortals deserve to die. Geez, I feel like my world's gone upside down. How many other beings are there? Just worry about the mutated ones, former humans. Started with a few unlucky, but now it's just some whack jobs taking advantage of their power-ups. Indeed, we do not know how the mutations are spreading or who is controlling their ranks. Sadly, they have chosen to use their augmentations to subvert the government. Get some rest, Lieutenant. Briefing at 7 probably means we're deploying tomorrow. So soon? Such is the norm on this team. But you're among good company. Captain Hideyoshi, Wraith, usually is one of the best of the best, and I have a number of useful powers. Thanks. I see why the military took you in and gave you their trust. You sure know how to make a fellow feel welcome. You are indeed quite welcome here, Tide. In time, you will get the same impression from our captain. That's the goal. That's the goal, hard as it seems at the moment. Do you have a rank? Specialist. A very special specialist. I'll say. I seriously like this big old monster, and the cherry on top. I outrank him by a mile. Balask headed for the door. You're not turning in? He flashes a smile slicker than a greased pig and leaves. Weird. Monster libido. What? He's going to go get laid. You're kidding, with a human? Yeah. Balask, you horny toad. Lieutenant, That purplish dawn glow in the room told me it was morning already. I wasn't used to being woke up gently. I kinda liked it. Then I remembered where I was, everything that happened, and who was nudging me awake. He was in his boxers, but still had the mask. The man was a heap of muscle with abs that could crack a walnut. I tried not to stare, but damn, he was built. I'd be figuring you were a monster if I didn't know you better. What's that? Great, not 10 seconds into the day and I already stuck my foot in my mouth. Nothing, not awake yet, ignore me. Dang it, he's not buying it. Could I start today over, please? Take my advice. Get up now and grab breakfast before the briefing. It may be the only chance you get to eat today. And we need to stay sharp. Right, I'm up. That should have been the end of it, but he lingered a bit, looking me up and down, thinking maybe? Sizing me up? Or maybe noticing my abs weren't too shabby either. Let's get everything right. You're my responsibility, for better or worse. I'll make it for better, Captain. I wish I could have seen his face, then I'd know if I was bugging him or if he was agreeing. But I didn't have time to let my insecurity run wild. Before we knew it, we headed to our briefing. We went into a lab where the Commander Jackson was waiting for us alongside a young scientist. This didn't look like no regular briefing room. That's for dang sure. Wraith seemed tense, though that might be his usual. Balask was sneaking glances all around the machines. I wonder if the monsters in the tanks upset him. We need you to deploy on a mission ASAP. I take it you're all prepared for action. Something easy and routine to get the new guy acclimated, hopefully. There's no such thing as easy and routine in this unit. I know he's just looking out for me, but I was starting to bristle at his lack of confidence. I'm itching for a chance to show what I got. What are these? He gestured to a metal rolling table with 2 syringes on it, both filled to the brim with a pink fluid. I'm Dr. Denise Hansen. I've been assigned to your unit to assist in studying these monsters. Major Hansen is not only a trained biologist, but outranks all of you. You should show her respect she's due. The injections are a conditioning formula developed by our in-house team of top-shelf scientists. It's meant to give you an added layer of protection against the monsters. Didn't the last round of injections like this lead to the whole monster outbreak in the first place? Lord have mercy. You need all the help you can get. This is not your typical contain and secure mission. These monsters are augmenting themselves, and we don't know what that means yet. There could be any number of new variables at play. Major, we've been tracking this pair for a while, and they seem to be your run-of-the-mill Class D types until they start to display previously unseen powers. The monsters are evolving, adapting to their surroundings by changing their bodily structures to become better predators. But that doesn't mean we can't fight back. She clicks the remote to fire up a video on a nearby screen. It shows some grainy low-res scenes straight out of a horror movie. An abandoned warehouse with a pair of squirming cocoons big as a house trucks. And I just about reckon the floor is about to come up and smack me in the face. I had to have gone wider than a cotton field, but Balask and Wraith, they didn't even flinch. This is what counts as normal here? The monsters can't evolve without going through metamorphosis. And that's when they're at their most vulnerable. That's why we need you there tonight. Your targets are inside those cocoons and could be about to pop. They're hiding out in an abandoned cannery. Swampland took over the area just years ago. It's in the depths of Louisiana, hidden and hard to navigate. You have 2 missions here. Your main priority is dispatching the monsters. Besides the usual protocol of keeping them out of the public eye, there's no telling what kind of chaos they'll unleash if we allow them to self-augment. Secondary objective, collect samples for Doc Hansen. This could be fluids, tissue, cocoon material, anything you can find. We need as much info as we can get on this new breed. How long do we have until they bust out of those things? We have a rough idea of the time it takes to complete the process, but without knowing exactly when they began, I wouldn't have a reliable estimate. We wouldn't want to make things too easy for you, right? This ain't no laughing matter. So the mission is just finding those cocoons and taking them out? That doesn't sound all that dangerous. Wow, you're as green as they come, huh? Well, yeah, I just got here. The monsters would never leave themselves that vulnerable. They've got human mercs guarding them while they're transforming. They work with humans? All the time. Half the dumbasses are trying to turn into monsters themselves. Good Lord. It's likely these guards are trying It's likely these guards are just mercenaries, but we can't rule out mind control being one of the monster's new abilities. Mind control? Did y'all just say mind control? That's why I need those samples. A brain or two would be great. How are we to deal with their guards considering they may be innocents under the enemy's control? You would consider them armed hostiles and shoot to kill on sight. Expect heavy resistance and keep an eye out for traps. Intel suggests they've laid out a minefield around the cannery. You'll be equipped with sensors to aid your navigation. This is too difficult a mission for a new team member to start out with. Alaska and I can handle it. This isn't my first mission like this. I've taken out terror cells. You haven't taken out any terrorists like this, Lieutenant. Fair enough. Monsters or terrorists, they all go down in a few bullets. We just lost Grisham last week, Commander. Same mission specs minus the cocoons. You're sending him to his grave. You're out of line, Captain. Take it down a notch. Yes, sir. Wraith's concern is valid. The commander's voice becomes softer. You take it down too a notch, B. Yes, sir. You need another operative. The mission calls for a 3-man team, and Tide's got enough field experience for the job. You will accept him as part of the unit and treat him as you would any other operator. The mission, your lives, depend on it. Affirmative. And you better damn be ready to prove yourself out there. There's no room for mistakes. Like Ray said, we just lost a man. I gulped and nodded. Nothing like a heap of pressure to keep me on my toes. Then it settled. A hello's already on the way. Dr. Hansen will give you your injections, and then I expect you geared up and waiting in the hangar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We stood in attention and saluted Commander Jackson as he left the room. The tension lightened, but only by a sliver. Who has this been tested on, Major? Or are we about to be it? We're very confident in the effects of this serum. You'll be thanking me later. That answers that. He offered his arm with a disgruntled huff as the doctor produced a syringe for him. Just where are the effects going to be? You should notice a reaction to the monsters you encounter, such as telling you could cause you to overestimate the results or falsely report on what you experience is tampering with the test results. Ray shot me a look of disbelief. He was right. We were being made test subjects. Wraith stormed off after getting his injection, but Balast stayed behind. I wanted to refuse, but how could I when Wraith already took his? I had to be a team player now more than ever. You're up, Lieutenant. Perhaps it's best to see how the serum works on Wraith before administering it to another. She jabs the needle in my arm without even an alcohol swab. Too late. Damn it. That felt all kinds of wrong. I headed for the door, but paused with my hand on the handle. So, hey, Doc, are there any side effects we should know about? Not to our knowledge, but do file a report if you feel any. If you feel any side effects, file a report. Great.
Time for a back break. Now back to the show.
I figured the ride out was another chance to get to know my teammates. I planted myself next to Wraith and cleared my throat. I reckon you got the advantage on me, reading my file and all that. I don't know hardly nothing about you in return. Did you join up right after school? More or less. More a waiver program. What? He was a criminal? I guess it wasn't too bad if they let him in on a waiver, but still. Better not ask what he did. You want to ask, huh? If I'm being honest, yeah, but I decided to keep my mouth shut for once. Good instinct. Nice. Grew up in the projects, broke the law, and made it all the way to captain in special forces. I know it's stupid, but I'm starting to get one heck of a man crush on this guy. This fellow's a bona fide legend. Of course, we had to get dropped pretty far out from the cannery. They probably didn't have any anti-air weapons, but Jackson wasn't taking no chances. I'm feeling pretty good at the start, with that tough as nails Wraith looking like a badass in front and a real-life monster at my side. It didn't take long for it to turn into a slog, though. We were going at a snail's pace to watch out for mines, and the mud sucked our boots in every step. These bugs are eating me alive. Scented lotion on exposed skin keeps them away. I remember that. They seem uninterested in me. They want blood, not whatever you got going on in there. You've seen me bleed, Hideyoshi. My blood runs as red as yours. It must taste bad then. You may have a taste of me to confirm that later. There seemed to be a little something unsaid there. I had figured I was imagining it, but after what Ray told me about Belask, couldn't be worse than a Carration. What is he talking about? They were both smiling, and I couldn't help cracking one myself at the goofing. Shit. I froze like a rattler spotting a mongoose. As soon as I felt the dreaded click. I look away from the sensor for just a second. That's all it took. Don't tell me. Tears started pushing at the back of my eyes. I'd fucked up already. So much for proving myself. So much for... Wraith reached for his comm. Don't, please. What in the heck was I saying? I couldn't expect him to keep a fuck up this huge under wraps. Not helping it, Lieutenant. We need to get the bomb squad out here. If you can't stomach it on your card, it'll go on mine. I got too comfortable and distracted you from the objective. Just the sort of shit that gets us killed. I'll take the fall for it. Do not make the call, Hideyoshi. You know I can disarm it. Don't you fucking touch it. I know you took a class. This is a live fucking mine. We cannot abort such a crucial mission. Who says we're aborting? He stays put, you and I finish the objective. Mercs will be taken out before the bomb squad shows. So I'd be a sitting duck out here for hours. One man on patrol could take me out easily. But I guess it's what I deserve. This is no time for such risk, Hideyoshi. The longer he stays on that mine, the greater the risk he'll detonate it, particularly if he's discovered. I refuse to lose another mortal partner. You could both end up dead. You're not messing with a live mine. We are sure to be outnumbered. Wouldn't it be worse for us all to die here? You and I can take a couple dozen mercs. We've done it before. What about the one or two who might flee and run right into him? The commander was clear. This is not a two-man mission. I'm getting my voices mixed up, sorry y'all. I would have put different colors maybe, or like a character portrait here, something, but that's just because I'm speaking lines out. Fuck. I can smell his terror in the air, hear his heart racing. You cannot expect me to leave him here. Damn it. We have only two options. Either we abort or you allow me to defuse it. We can't fucking abort. We're too close to the target for an extraction. Then we are in agreement. They haven't even done the memorial for Grisham yet. Captain, are you ordering me not to deactivate the mine? The two stared each other down, a battle of wills done all quiet-like, until Wraith turned away. You will not lose me. Do what you're going to do. You will not stand clear. Another silent stare down, albeit much shorter. As you wish, Captain. This time around, Wraith would come out on top, but Belask planted himself like a live oak, so his massive body would shield him from the blast as much as possible. He dug in his claws into the mine, ripping open the metal shell like a tinfoil to expose the inner mechanics. Even with the mud and murk, he seemed confident. I could only hold my breath and say a prayer. Not just for my sake, for his too. Another click, and my heart just about dropped through my stomach. It's safe now. You may remove your foot from the explosive device. I felt like Atlas letting go of the fucking earth, but it was a serious wake-up call. Jesus, thank you. I'm so sorry. Damn it. We need to keep moving, stay focused, and stay alive. He for sure didn't want to talk about it, and we had to get on with the mission. I'll follow your lead. I won't get in the way again. Since the bomb squad was not notified, there's no need to mention this in any of our reports. Let's see how the rest of this pans out. Could save his life if Jackson changes his mind on the discharge. I already said I can't. Just focus. Stay alive and you can decide how much you want to keep playing the hero on the ride, but you haven't even seen the monsters yet. Wraith didn't say another word and just started making his way forward again. Belask motioned me and we continued treading through the swamp until we reached the old cannery. What is the best angle for attack, Hideyoshi? Let me get out the map of the shithole. He was still pissed. I couldn't blame him. I had to put any obsessing aside for now, but I started to let thoughts creep in of my life as a civilian. I didn't want to be a hero, and it wasn't just about my dad. I was losing my future, my way of life, and years of hard work climbing the ranks. I didn't want to think of, no, I couldn't go starting my life all over again. The army was my home. The X back here is a decent entry point, assuming we can divert attention away from it. We should not place Tide in front where the heaviest fire will be. Affirmative. You sneak around the back and wait. Balask and I will make some noise to draw their fire. We'll make it look like there's way more than 2 guys out front. These guys are regular old mercs. They won't have the tactical cohesion to keep their asses covered. Once they're all rushing the front, you infiltrate from behind and take them out. Got it. An excellent plan. We should be utilizing our enemy's weakness to our advantage. Coupled with the element of surprise, we shall arise victorious today. Keep it simple, stay alive. No fuck-ups, Tide. Balask won't be there to save you this time. I won't let you down again, sir. No. I reckon he's starting to see how much stock I put in his opinion of me. For a sec there, he looked like he was thinking about the future where I stayed on the team. I could only hope he was starting to be okay with that. The two of them got into their positions, and I got into mine. Then the firefight broke out. With all the ruckus going on, I snuck behind the spot Wraith pointed out. We're under attack. We're pinned down over here. We need more firepower. Everybody get to the front. Reinforce the flanks. Just like he said, they were flooding the front to take on what seemed like the whole danged army. Nobody noticed me sneaking around the back. The instructors at West Point could have flunked these guys. When I got there, I noticed an open vent leading straight into the building. If I crawled through it, it put me right above the mercs, and probably less time than Wraith's entry point too. It's a risk, but I could help the others a whole lot quicker. But the plan... Keep firing. We'll have some guys flank them out soon. Time was running out. I had to make a choice. I gotta stick to the plan. Screwing around almost cost me my life today once already, and I have Balask to thank for the two of them were smart enough to do their part right. I need to be smart enough to do mine. Come in. Come in. Shit. I think I got them. No way, the radio's probably malfunctioning again. Just keep shooting. I made it to the building, quiet as a mouse. Everything was going according to plan. The counterattack had failed, and they didn't have a clue I was right behind them. Best not to play it too fancy and try to drop them all with my gun. Here come the fireworks. Grenade! Shit. The grenade took out the whole room. Easy peasy. With the hostiles outside already neutralized, I waited for Wraith and Balask to catch up to me. A plan well executed. Our foes have been felled, and we've suffered no casualties. Good work. His praise is like manna from heaven. You too. Good work seems an understatement. He was exceeded expectations. Job's not finished yet. I noticed something shambling in the distance, a shadow against a bunch of rusty barrels. It was reaching out. Get down. I charged forward and tackled Ray to the ground just before a hail of bullets flew past us. Balask returned fire and quickly dispatched the last hidden mercenaries before motioning to us that the coast was clear. Crashing into Wraith was like hitting a brick wall, and the only reason he went down was because he gave way for me. Nothing but muscle and sinew. This guy. Nothing but muscle and sinew, this guy. It takes a moment for me to get off him, and I notice he doesn't rush me. No shoving me away, just those eyes burning into me like usual. Did he just sniff me through his mask? Maybe I got a little sweaty in the swamp, but I showered this morning, same as always, and I am sniffing on a line. Yeah. Though it didn't really seem to be about a stink. It seemed like he was taking advantage of an opportunity. Yeah, he was on. We got up and Ray scanned for the hostiles. I believe now he has earned his place. I owe you for that one, Lieutenant. And just like that, I'm bouncing around like a June bug in a hot skillet. Dang it all, being around this righteous badass is going to throw me off my game something fierce. Excellent. Now that our relationship bonds have been strengthened through the experience, we may continue the mission with greater cohesion. What way? Down the hall and to the right. Should be where the cocoons are hatching. Balask enhanced sense of smell can detect any sudden changes from them in case they decide to pop. Very well, I shall take point. Follow me and keep your ornaments ready for combat. It only took us a few steps before Balask stopped dead in his tracks, dropping to one knee. B. He said B. I was like, bull. He stumbled a few steps back and seemed to regain his composure. There is something in the air. He is still having some trouble speaking, choking between his words. Good thing we nailed the guards already, or we'd have a heap of trouble. Alpha, we read you, Bravo. Velasquez down. Something in the air is affecting him. His sensor reads a strong concentration of anomalous pheromones. Any effect on you or Tide? Negative. This could be fatal to Velasquez if he gets any closer. We need a monster-sized gas mask ASAP. Negative, I'm waiting for a drop. The mission is time sensitive. Velasquez will stand guard outside and watch for enemy reinforcements. You and Tide proceed to eliminate the targets. Roger that. Wraith and I gave each other a nod. The team side of things was feeling more and more neutral. Velasquez was right about the relationship bonds thing, and I was loving it. Go forth and complete the mission. It is the perfect opportunity to cement your bond as battle brothers. This corny monster is growing on me. I shall make sure no adversaries interfere with your task. Me and my battle brother move forward as one, with our guns at the ready. Dear God, look at those things. They were even bigger in person than on the video feed Hansen showed us, and way creepier too. Let's not waste time. Take them out. We emptied our magazines into the cocoons, but they didn't make a scratch. The bullets just bounced off all over the place. That did jack squat. Got any grenades left? Yes, sir. I tossed the grenade and we both stood back, bracing for impact. Shit. Nothing. The damn things were like armored tanks. Maybe another. No, that didn't even make a dent. If we blew more explosives, we'll bring the roof down. This place is already falling apart as is. Now what? Alpha, come in. Bullets ineffective on targets. Same with explosives. Requesting instructions. Alpha, do you copy? Damn it. The comms are fucking jammed. By who? Who took everyone out? We took everyone out. Things are already hotter than a goat's butt in a pepper patch. And now the cocoons were wriggling like crazy. Whatever was inside was fixing to burst out. And for some reason, I suddenly had a raging, what in tarnation? What the fuck? Wraith was going through the same thing. Ain't no way that's a coincidence. I didn't have time to think. The cocoons were getting ready to burst. We need to get out of here. Hold your position, Lieutenant. We have orders. We'll shoot them down as they come out. They'll probably still be weak. It got ready to blast them and I took my position beside him. I'll take right, you take left. Got it? Copy. The movements were growing violent, and we could make out the shapes of the things inside, humanoid like Velasquez and bigger than a Texas steer. Here they come. Grr! Wraith! A huge strap of cocoons shot fast as lightning and knocked Wraith to the floor. I was bolting toward him before I could think. The monsters weren't on my mind. They just my down teammate. Oh, I got plowed off my feet before I could get to him. I let myself get blindsided and it hit me like a freight train. I was flung backward straight into a sack of crates. I struggled to get to my feet, but the wind was knocked out of me. Another gunshot, and the other one bit the dust. Then I heard footsteps coming from behind, heavy as a bull elephant in cowboy boots. I came as soon as I could. I needed to find breathing gear. I couldn't get close enough without it. The air seems clear enough for me to go without the gas mask now. Thank God Almighty Velasquez to the rescue. He helped me to my feet like I was made of spun sugar and gossamer. Then he handed me my clothes. Holy Velasquez, you made it. After scavenging around, I found a gas mask on one of our fallen adversaries. It was rather ill-fitting, but it allowed me to rescue you. I just wish I could have prevented. It's okay, we're alive, we're whole. He went to where Wraith was on the floor and pulled him part way up to his lap. Wraith let him fuss over him as though being cradled in the monster's arms was an everyday occurrence. I'm so sorry, my friend. Why? You fucking saved us, didn't you? Let's just get these samples and get out of here. What do you want in our report? What do you want to put in our report? I take it you're not referring about the mine anymore. No. I took a long, deep breath. Don't keep trying to get me discharged. After what we just went through, I should be allowed to stay on the team. Affirmative. I looked at him, but he didn't meet my eyes. You've paid your dues. If you still got the medal to stay on after that, I won't get in your way. A leave of absence for you both will be advisable after such a traumatic experience. Did I want that? The answer wasn't an obvious yes. Part of me was actually proud of accomplishing the mission even after all that. Wasn't traumatic, was a strategic move, at least on my part. Yeah, on my part too. I was looking for my chance to snag my weapon, and that meant playing possum for whatever it wanted. Something in the air made it easy. Affirmative. I'm glad we're on the same page. So the fumes had been affecting you after all. Something was up. This wasn't right. What are you thinking? The injections. Has to be. Not necessarily. The monster suggested that you fell prey to their powers. Perhaps they evolved the ability to affect you like this. But if it was the injections, you think they wanted that to happen to us? Surely not. What do they have to gain from such an outcome? Assuming that the injection hypothesis is correct, I'm certain it was an unintended consequence. It's going in the report. As it must. The thing with the mine never happened. Thank you, Wraith. And maybe that just made this whole fiasco worth it. He reached over to give me an arm squeeze, just a friendly gesture, done in a fraction of a second, but it meant everything to me. Our operatives returned and went straight to the quarters. I just got the captain's report. I take it that was the reason for the injections? Right you are, Commander. What was the point of that? If you're going to do this, you might as well just kill Tide and get it over with. Why put my men through that? Where's the fun in killing him? Avery Tide deserves a far worse punishment than death. He must be tortured and humiliated for as long as possible. He had nothing to do with what you suffered. Hurting him hurts the brigader. And since I can't get to the latter, I'll take my revenge on Daddy's special little boy. Besides that, this was fantastic. I've rewatched the footage for hours. Seeing Avery squirm and scream, and the other one, Wraith, he's also on my radar now. So proud, so stern, the textbook tough as nail soldier trained to military perfection. It was a delight to break them both. You may consider me officially obsessed with them. I don't like the sound of that. You should. As long as I'm having fun playing with them, I won't be killing them. Thank God for small favors then. But don't take it too far. Every man has his limit. My, Commander, you've gotten quite feisty. I'll take it as far as I want. I'm sure you will. But as long as you give me the opportunity for these conversations, I'm going to do my best to make you see reason. You are indeed a caring and dutiful commander. Do I have any further orders? Not for now. Give me time to cook up something terrible for them both. Yes, master. Am I dismissed? Log out, close the screen, and then you may awaken from your trance. Affirmative. Jackson out. Damn it, sleepwalking again? Why is my computer on? That headache's back. What the hell is wrong with me? He's in a trance. All right, so that was episode 1. Episode 2 is now out on Steam, and every month you will get a new episode. I really hope y'all enjoyed. I think Monster Ops is a really great story. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Pajama Ken is back again.